A hearty welcome everybody. This is Iran and Israel war. This has been going on for a long time, but this one is updated and let's just deep dive into this video. The first one, escalation between Israel and Iran. The conflict between Israel and Iran has reached a peak with significant tensions rising in recent days. It has reached a saturation point. In this world, they cannot coexist. That is, by the end of the war, Israel should exist or Iran should exist. Or if they're actually planning to make it big, the whole Middle East wouldn't be there. Not just the Middle East, some of the other countries surrounded by them, they will not be there if they want to make this big, because both of them have the potential to make it that big, and we don't see that being ended. We can't see them end. They're just going up and up. There's no stopping. Its impact on the global prices. It's about inflation. The conflict could affect everyday commodities like tomatoes, onions and petrols, leading to price hikes worldwide, especially in developing countries like India. So let me just tell you guys statistics. 0.3% inflation can cost India $12 billion extra to buy crude. We see Iran and Israel. Both of those countries are rich in crude, and when we actually there's a stopping for crude export in those countries, then the crude price will actually increase. If it increases even by 0.3%, India has to spend $12 billion on extra to buy the same amount of crude. This is facts. And not just crude price which India has to buy, even the tomatoes, onion and petrol which you have to buy, they have a price hike, because petrol comes under the crude oil and everything. All of those fuel, all of the prices are going to be rising because the petrol has already reached sky high. Now even if they actually reach another level, it's going to be costing us a lot to actually for the petrol. And see, how are tomatoes and onions used? We get the tomatoes and onions from the local farmers. The local farmers actually has to transport it to our place for the customers to buy. So how do they transport? They use petrols in their vehicles, and to actually use petrols, the petrol costs are high. So who has to actually pay for all of those extra costs? Just the poor consumer. This is today's situation, and in developing countries like India, this is going to be getting out of hand. Recent developments. Iran launched nearly 200 missiles at Israel, breaching Israel's Iron Dome defense system, marking an unprecedented attack on Israel. So basically what has happened, they have launched 80 to 200 missiles. Yes, nearly 200 missiles on Israel. That too, they told that Israel is the strongest defense system and the smartest defense system. Nothing can budge the defense system of Israel. Nothing can happen to us. That too, with America by our side, those missiles are just nothing. But they didn't realize who they were facing before. They were just small groups. Hezbollah and Hamas, they were just small groups which were formed in Lebanon and Gaza. Imagine the size of Lebanon and Gaza, they're just small, and that too just small groups which tried to attack with bombs on Israel, and the Iron Dome actually deflected that. They thought that they can do the same with a developed country using missiles. No, you cannot do that. A group and a country is not same. This is not developed, that is developed, as well as this is strong, that is weak. This is actually what was going on, and the Iron Dome defense got shattered. We don't actually call that, it's not like a dome, but it just has missiles. If they see missiles coming, they launch other missiles from here, from the ground level, and both of them collide with each other and burst, and nothing comes inside Israel. And that is what they said. But still, that was shattered. It didn't do anything. When it actually touched the missiles of Iran, it just got shattered. It cannot do anything, bro. And the nuclear weapon threat. Israel possesses 80 to 200 nuclear weapons, and their use could escalate to a conflict in a global war with lot of consequences. Okay, this must be getting out of hand, bro. 80 to 200 nuclear weapons, and if they actually want to use it, it's gonna be causing the World War III for sure. If they want to get in the nukes, it's gonna be the World War III for sure. When you actually fire 80 to 200 nuclear weapons, it's going to be the same effect as Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. Even if they don't want to use it, Iran knows where they have their nuclear missiles. To destroy that missiles, Iran might actually fire a rocket on the nuclear weapon for a major impact in Israel and a minute impact compared to Israel on Iran. But they don't know how serious this might get, because Israel hasn't said officially that they have nukes, as well as they do not have nukes. There hasn't been an official statement, but still we know that if they have nukes, it's going to be causing the World War III for sure. And now, Iran's indirect attacks. Iran is accused of attacking Israel indirectly by supporting groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon and Hamas in Gaza. Potential global impact. If Israel goes against Iran, it could target key Iranian infrastructure like oil fields, leading in global oil supply and higher prices. Yes, this is a deadly statement, because the global oil prices can really increase, because Iran knows where Israel's oil, the crude oil barrels are, and if they start to attack that, it's going to be killing the infrastructure, Iran's infrastructure over the crude oil, and that is going to be causing a loss, because a lot of countries trade with Iran and Israel for the crude oil, and if Israel's crude oil gets destroyed, all of the country who actually buys crude has to go to Iran, and if Iran increases the price because the demand is increased, then we all have to pay a lot. This is the global impact in this case.